Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Brenda Eason. I'm the founder of the Black Business Owners Network and also founder of Black Wall Street DC, Operation Save DC. Today's guest is a phenomenal woman whose life and legacy reflect purpose, service, creativity, and leadership. She is a Washington, D.C. native, an award winning artist, humanitarian, advocate, radio host, and community servant. She's a woman who continues to uplift our community through the arts, advocacy for the homeless, and now through the airwaves on WOL Radio 1450 AM, right here in the nation's capital. Please help me to welcome Empress Dr. Jennifer Gelencia. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, my dear sister Queen Brenda. I am so blessed to be on your platform as I honor you and look up to you. You too are a phenomenal woman and phenomenal survivor. And so it is my honor to share this time and space with you.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into it and start back at the beginning. All right. What was your childhood like growing up right here in Washington, D.C.?
Oh, thank you so much for that question because I would say it has its ups and downs. Mainly ups. I grew up with a loving mother who transitioned approximately 21 years ago. So when she did transition, I lost my best friend. But I continue to walk proudly and strongly in her name. And she gave me, I believe, my compassionate heart, and then my beloved father, who was a army sergeant and retired when I was born, was a stern and disciplined being. And I believe the two of them created who I am today. The heart, but then the discipline to go after goals and to serve others above and beyond duty. And so I am my parents. And so they gave me a beautiful upbringing. But the other side of that is when I was, I believe, 21 years old, I entered PG County Mental Hospital for depression and suicidal ideations. And it was during that time, through counseling, through medication management, that I had a dream. And with the dream, it brought back a memory that I had suppressed of childhood molestation from a female cousin. And so, my dear sister, Queen Brenda, I believe it was so traumatic that I couldn't even handle it. It had erased from my memory until I went through that most dark period in my life. And so I want to say this to your listeners. My healing began when I called the cousin, told her I forgive her, particularly because she told me that she had been perpetrated upon herself. And so she was just doing what had been done to her. And I told her that I forgive her. And so at that moment, that was the beginning of a healing journey for me. So I would say I had a beautiful, beautiful upbringing, loving parents. That instance is something that I had to heal from, still healing from. And part of that is to then help others to heal from their trauma. That is how we break any cycle of abuse, of neglect, is please do not do it to others, but confront it and then go help others. So that is my childhood and who a part of who I am today.
Got it. Got it. Now, at what age did you first realize that you had a passion for the arts?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want to tell you, Jennifer Holiday's "And I Am Telling You" when she was on Broadway, is when I realized it, and I believe I was probably 5 or 6 years old. So I'm telling my age, everybody. Okay, I know you thought I was 30.
We all did.
When I heard her with that just earth changing performance, I knew that I had a gift, and I knew that I would do that with my life. I knew that that would be part of my life,
Yeah.
performing. Mhm.
And her name is Jennifer too, so hey.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yes. Now, were there any early life experiences or that shaped your love for the arts? Any other?
Well, I was so passionate about it until I auditioned for the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in the vocal music department because that was my major love, singing and
Yeah.
musical theater. And I made
Whoa,
it in.
congratulations. That's not easy.
Oh, thank you. And it's not. And it so happened to be, I think, three of us coming from Sousa Junior High School, three friends that were auditioning. One was myself in music, another friend in theater, and the third one. And so two of us made it, and the other friend didn't. So
Oh,
can you imagine how that was? And I believe you went to Eastern, Queen Brenda.
I did.
The other friend went to Eastern.
Okay, so hey, they didn't turn out too bad either.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
man, how did attending Duke Ellington School for the Arts influence your confidence and your creativity?
Well, I'm gonna say this also. That was a mixed experience. I have a best friend that I met there, that we will probably be best friends forever. However, I was a little what they call eccentric, somewhat strange, and I'm probably still called that today. I think I
Hey.
have a unique mission, and I it came through in those years. So I had some difficulties at Duke Ellington, but it did boost my confidence in terms of performing. You know, there's a lot of auditioning within the school to get, the starring role for this play and, the various things. And so it was a mixed situation, but I continued on, and I can say this: by the time I graduated, I had become a performing arts instructor, sort of a peer instructor. So that
Nice.
tells you what it did for my confidence. There was a group of us then that actually co-founded a theater company, and we were funded by the mayor's youth summer youth program. We had our
Mm-hmm.
own theater company, and we actually had one of the Richard Smallwood singers, the late great Richard Smallwood singers, to be a highlight performer in one of our shows.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Now, you went on to attend Bowie State University to study in musical theater. What
Yes.
did that season of your life teach you?
When I think about Bowie, I think it really made me to be more serious about academics, because Duke Ellington was, of course, focused on the arts. You had to keep your GPA up in order to be eligible for different performances and things. And we went to school till 5 p.m. It was an
Mm.
extended day, but it was focused on the arts. When I got to school, because my parents were very education oriented, I began to be more serious. I didn't get the greatest grade. I mean, they were okay in high school, but I really wanted to get better grades in high school. I mean, in college, academically. And so I ended up graduating with honors on the dean's list, and what have you.
Okay.
Um, thank you. With
Mm-hmm.
a major in psychology and a minor in musical theater. So it was melding the two and becoming more serious about academics.
Love it. I love it. Now, why was it important for you to create work that reflects the experiences of inner city youth?
Mm. Again, the experience when several of us began teaching musical theater under Marion Barry's program
Mhm.
was the launching pad for that. I had already done that. I stepped away for some time, and as I mentioned, I went through depression in my 20s. And I went through a program, and I want your listeners to please zoom in on this because this program changed my life. The Lucinda Bassett program for attacking anxiety and depression. And I'm going right back around to answer your question, believe it or not.
Mhm.
I was depressed for 2 years and couldn't seem to find the right combination to get out of it. But that program had me to list one a part of it was to list negative thoughts so that I could see how many I had. And at that time, I was wanting to sort of start my own business. And so as I began to heal and come out of the depression, that program reminded me, you could teach some babies, you could teach some children. I already had the passion
Mm.
to do that. And so I began teaching in various schools, charter schools in DC and Maryland, after school. And I even elevated to being the music teacher, the main music teacher at one school. I did classes at home. And so I was sort of back after a stunt with depression. I was back into my arts and always wanting to give back. So I have so many children. Some of your parents may be listeners that I have taught over the last 25 to 30 years in various schools in the DMV.
Nice, nice, nice.
Thank you.
Now, I learned a lot more about you in researching your background, your bio, and I learned that in 1995 you recorded "Take a Load Off" for the women supporters of the Million Man March. That's
Yes,
amazing. What did
thank
that
you.
moment represent for you?
So at that time, I was an active member of the Nation of Islam under Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he was asking the women to please stay home and allow the men to take a leadership role for once, because it's been our women, and I call our women queens, that were on the front lines. This was the time when the families started falling apart, no more fathers in the homes, and he was saying, women, sisters, step back and get this man a chance to lead. And so that resonated with me. And so I wanted to sort of pay homage to them. Okay, you want me to stay home, in case of, you know, jump off. He wanted us to be safe, and I appreciate that. But I wanted to show them that I supported them even from a living room. And
Yes.
so take a load
Hmm.
off was saying, queens, women, step back and let the men take their rightful place as leaders. So I went in the studio and recorded my first, I think, and only rap for that purpose. So really stepped out of my comfort
Yeah,
zone
rap.
with the
Okay.
rapping
Wow.
in support of our men.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, what led you to found your own production company just 2 years later?
So again, I think it was a culmination of all I had done up until that point. The performing, the working with children, the recording. I felt that I should just bring it all together in a larger way. And that ended up segueing into my first big event at Public Playhouse during the wake of Hurricane Katrina. That was what spawned this whole idea and notion of having a production company. And my beloved son was only 2 years old, and he was the baby of this variety show that we
Mm.
produced. He was the youngest, and the oldest was 80 years old. Dear Queen Mother, she has passed on now. But Tabari was a young baby dancer, and she was a poet, and we had everybody in between. And we raised over $2,000 for the survivors of Hurricane Katrina. Hmm.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
Thank
So
you.
now, of all the roles that you've held in the arts, actress, dancer, model, vocalist, director, which one of those stretches you the most?
Oh my goodness. Probably the directing, because you're in charge of everything that goes right and everything that goes wrong. It's
Mhm.
probably the directing, but it's the most fulfilling because you get to see your vision come to life. When you're directing, it is your vision that you're pretty much entrusting others to bring to life. But that is a lot of responsibility. It is stressful, but it's so joyous to direct in any capacity. And I've directed fashion shows. everything, the variety show, all types of vignettes. And my parents, especially my parents, they say, "Okay, we know when she's in those last couple of days, they can't come home until we've got it right. So we lock the door, and your babies can't come home until we get it right." And I get that from Duke Ellington because they would lock us into school,
Mm,
they would feed us, but we couldn't go home until we were ready for that
get it
performance
right.
the next day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Perfectionists.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, in 2020, during the pandemic, you
Mm,
founded the New Royal Family of Advocates for the Homeless. What
mm.
moment sparked that calling?
Oh my goodness. So I've told the story 2 million times and I can tell it again. Um in 2020, I had the loss of a relationship, a love relationship, and I just didn't know if I wanted to go on with life, to be just quite frank with you and your listeners. And so during this time, like I do now, I post beautiful pictures of queens or myself, women laughing and enjoying one another. Um, and I was so depressed, I just said, "Well, God, if you don't send me something or something to do, I'm not staying here."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I declared that. I put that out there and I was ready to go. But my prayers were answered in the form of a king by the name of King Dr. Frederick Ware Newsom, who you know very well.
Mhm.
He reached out to me by phone and he said, "Queen, I see all these beautiful pictures of women that you post. Would you come and be the head of my beauty pageant?"
Oh.
And so he didn't know I was rolled up in a ball crying, eyes
Mm.
swollen. He didn't know because women, we know how to fake it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes. But at the same time, I said, "Oh, this is the answer to my prayer." I needed something to put my
Yeah.
pain. I needed something to put that
Mm.
pain on a project or something. When you're so down, you can't even see what would help you. You can't, you don't even know what it is. And so I said, absolutely. I'm starting right now. So I hung up. As a matter of fact, Queen, interestingly enough, it was an MLK weekend. Wow, this is such a great
Mm.
synchronicity as we are
Mhm.
on the heels of the parade because he said, "I'm going to call you back. I'm in a parade for MLK." Here we are telling the story.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
so I said, "Well, I'm going to begin now. I'm going to begin reaching out to get queens." And so I gathered queens to be crowned as Newsom queens. And we were planning a big event, and COVID hit. And so the venue that had been reserved was closed. All venues were closed. And we all know this well.
Mhm.
And so King Dr. Newsom and I came up with the idea because we were determined to crown our queens. We didn't care if it was a worldwide pandemic, we were crowning our queens. So we came together with the idea to have a film. And so we did the film, and Dr. Newsom was running for mayor at the time. And so we did the film successfully. And he said, "All right, now, Queens, I want you to know that you're not just going to be cute walking around, celebrity status. You have to
Mhm.
roll your sleeves up and get your hands dirty." And so I
Mhm.
needed to know what he meant by that. And what he meant was that we were going into a homeless encampment in Baltimore, Maryland. And
Mm.
I tell you, Queen, if I've ever had a spiritual awakening or an awakening in my life to my true purpose, it was when I walked into that desolate place, seeing human beings laying on the ground,
Mm.
seeing a brother by the name of Roofer, that just his testimony changed my life
Mm.
about living on a decline. And then when it rains, everything that he owns in this world gets drowned out and
Mhm.
water damage. You have to start over. There was a
Mhm.
couple that was booby trapped in there. So the man, he was an army veteran. To protect his woman and his family, he had it booby trapped. We had to have a tour guide to go up in there. You can't just go up in
Mm.
there. It's like a whole nother world. It's an underground world,
Wow.
Queen. And so experiencing this woke me up to my divine purpose. And so I
Mhm.
said, "Well, This was under my other mentor, Queen Christina Flowers, who is over these encampments that I'm sharing with you
Mhm.
about. I said, I'm going to go back to Washington, D.C., and I'm going to start an outreach, which is emulating what she's doing in Baltimore. And I
Mhm.
would not stop. I'm going to continue through. We're going to be out there in rain and snow
Mhm.
and a typhoon. We're going to be out there until we can ultimately eradicate homelessness. It has
Mhm.
to start somewhere.
Yes.
It has to start. And so that was the start, that experience and what I call a spiritual awakening. And we have just continued.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
never stop.
Right. Not gonna stop, right?
Right.
Until homelessness ends, which is hopefully
Yes.
soon.
There we
Yes.
go.
Mhm. So why is it important for you to refer to those that you serve as kings and queens?
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow. I think that may be like the first time I've ever at. I can only call a thing as I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know what others see.
Mhm.
I don't know what they see, but when I see the homeless, I see my homeless kings and queens. They are still royalty. They are still God's royalty. And as a matter of fact, they are special to God because of their suffering. And
Yeah.
so you don't have to be in a palace and with jewels running down to be royalty and to be a king. You are that to me. That's what I see when I look at them. And that's what I see when I look at you. I call everybody king and queen.
Yes.
No matter your station in life, your economic status, your color, your gender, I refer to you as royalty. And I
Mhm.
can only say what I see through these lenses. And so I just boldly called them that. And, what I realize now after 6 years is that that gives them esteem and they
Yes.
deserve that. It gives all of us that. That is our
Mhm.
birthright to have esteem, to have self love. And if I see myself as a queen, that is loving myself, then I will love you. See, it's a movement. It's a movement that's starting with the homeless kings and queens, but it is a movement of love on the planet. And I don't think we need more money, queen, in this world. We need love. We are
Yes, we do.
starving. It's like the put the things on your chest so that we can wake up to
Mhm.
love. That's what's missing. And so this is a divine movement of love. The work that we have started with the new royal family of advocates for planetary change.
Yes. And the new royal family goes out every week to feed the homeless. What keeps you committed week after week?
I mean, that Saturday is my lifeline. I work with those with intellectual disabilities, and that's another population that is in need of service. As a matter of fact, they come down too, they serve too. But my lifeline, my highlight of my week is Saturday to
Oh,
go down
yes.
because I'm being blessed as I'm blessing others. It's symbiotic, it's both ways. It's not like, oh, Empress is doing this for them. What are they doing for my spirit? I love being out with our homeless kings and queens, walking alongside them, letting them know that someone loves them, someone cares, and especially the consistency, not
Mhm.
just, oh, it's Christmas. I feel guilty. Let's feed some
Mhm.
homeless. No, it's
No.
a lifestyle
Yeah.
of sharing love, of being there when no one else is there. I live for that. So it's just I just it's my lifeline. It helps me to continue. It helps me deal with my own problems, my own issues. I go out, it's like bathing and refreshing myself when I am out serving my homeless kings and queens.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. Now, how has the organization expanded to now serve domestic violence survivors and individuals transitioning into their homes?
Yes. So, Queen, again, I too am a survivor of domestic violence. And so, what your listeners may not know that many of those that are homeless particularly our queens, are on the run from domestic violence or are homeless as a result of domestic violence. And so they really go hand in hand. So
Mhm.
it was only natural that it would evolve, that we receive a call, particularly during COVID, is when the domestic violence rates went up because everybody was in the house, everybody was on top of each other, and they actually went up. And so while the government was shutting down, New Royal Family was just starting, we were open. So we were
Yes.
actually taking some of the calls that the DC government was not taking. We've been open since 2020. So we take calls from those needing to get into a hotel, or they need to take their baby somewhere they don't have food. We get in our little cars and we fulfill the need, the list, the whatever they need. We even have one safe house within the
Okay.
bounds of the New Royal Family. When there is a queen, particularly with a child, we have a safe house that has been up since 2021 to take our beloved queens in until we can get them permanent or some type of long-term assistance.
Mhm. Okay. And what about for those that's transitioning into their own homes?
Oh, yeah.
How's that project coming along?
Oh, so the way we do it is when one of the kings or queens gets their voucher, we give them a royal housewarming. So
Mhm.
we stay with them
Yes.
from the time we meet them until they back working or back united with their family. My fairy godmother, Queen Elvira Patrick, has joined forces with me to bring these royal housewarmings to pass. So we
Nice.
get the picture of the king or queen. We create a flyer with their wish list. We put it in the community, and then the whole community helps fulfill their list. They choose a date. We go over
Lovely.
there. We eat and bless their home. They get crowned. They get a robe. She sews their personal gown. I mean, I'm a part of
Love
it, and every
it.
time it's still something for me to see. It is amazing. It is a miracle. But we want them to feel like the royalty that they are.
Mhm.
And so we stay with them until they're employed or until they're, fulfilling whatever desires they're wanting to do with their life. It is not just going down, it is walking alongside them the way a brother or sister would to help a fellow wayfarer as I needed help at one time. We stay with our homeless kings and queens until they are regular, productive members of society.
Yes. I love
Thank
that. Love that.
you.
Now, in 2022, you entered the political arena, woo, and ran for DC City Council. What motivated that decision?
So again, my mentor, King Dr. Frederick Ware Newsom, was running for mayor of Baltimore in 2020. And when I got under his leadership, I told him I will basically be following you lockstep. Whatever you do, I'm gonna be doing it. And I didn't mean politics when I said that. But as it
Surprise.
turns out, we were having we had grown as the New Royal Family with the PG County chapter and a couple of other chapters in different states. And I remember PG County, and we had several politicians there presenting, donating. And he said, Queen, never forget, he tapped me on, he said, Queen, do you see what I see? I said, what? He said, you got all these politicians here. God trying to tell you something. I said, what God trying to tell me? That you need to run for office.
Mm.
No, I just totally didn't see that in my future. But as he continued to counsel me, and I didn't necessarily respect that particular field, if you will, because it just wasn't what I would see. But he said, well, then why don't you put in there what you see? And see,
Yeah.
that's what did it. He said, well, if you don't like it, why don't you get in there and change it? I mean, he knows what to say to motivate me to
Yeah.
go into a next level. He knows exactly what he challenges me, to go to another level. And so I did it. I ran. My family couldn't believe it, that I
Hmm.
had actually entered politics. And so what an amazing experience to be able to say these very things we're talking about on behalf of those that are the ignored, those that are the forgotten, to take that right into politics. What a fulfilling moment and experience that was.
Right. I hear you run for, did you run for vice president as well? Is that true?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I actually ended up running for vice president as my mentor because his mindset is you can accomplish anything. I mean, that's just his mindset, and so of
Yeah.
course I've adopted that mindset. He ran for president this last election, and he asked me to join him as his running mate for
Wow.
vice president of the
That's
United
amazing.
States of America.
Wow. And he said you can be anything. And he
That's, I
taking
mean,
you.
that's his mindset. And so this is
Hmm.
what he has put into me. And just imagine our little girls, our princesses and our princes
Yeah.
seeing that, hearing that, thinking that, I'm basically an unknown. And then to take a leap of faith like
Hmm.
that. What
Absolutely.
is that doing for some, we can't necessarily touch the forerunner, those that were running. We can't necessarily meet them, but you can talk to me every day. So what can
Hmm.
you do? If it did nothing else, it put a mindset into our youth, into some young people and some old people too, that
Hmm.
you can, go for it. Don't let anything hold you back from even things that you never imagined you can accomplish. Just jump and do it fearlessly. That's my mentor's
Fearlessly.
teachings.
Fearlessly. I love it.
Thank
Fearlessly.
you.
Now, how did receiving the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award affirm your life's work?
Oh my God. It did just that. It helped me to feel legitimized. It helped me to feel seen. And I say that because I left show business. I mean, I was heavily into show business, dear sister Queen Brenda. I was on Dr. Oz. I had been offered a
Mhm.
reality show. I'm talking about
Mhm.
on the doors of superstardom.
Yeah.
But that experience in the encampment, it sort of took that hunger away from me.
Mhm.
I changed a hunger for service. I remember
Mhm.
talking to the producer in LA, and when I talked to her, she said, you don't even sound, you sound like a different person. She said, I admire, what you're doing. I admire your work with the homeless, with women, and are you sure? And I turned an opportunity down because I
Mhm.
didn't have that hunger anymore. I had hunger to be down there at Second and D Street.
Mhm.
And so a lot of people turned away from me, my contemporaries in the arts, people that had known me my whole life. And Queen, when is the next movie audition? When is the next, what you doing? Are you crazy? You done lost your mind? I
Mhm.
went through this. Can you imagine? I went from here to the bottom and starting over. And so to have a presidential lifetime achievement award, that helped me to legitimize my decision. Because mind you, I'm
Yeah.
walking in the dark. I don't
Right.
know where I'm going. I just know I have a hunger, but I
Right.
don't know from day to day, did I make the right decision? Well, it's not like I'm just, oh, I know. No, I'm going day by day, minute by minute,
By
just
minute.
following my heart. And to receive such a prestigious recognition, it put some pep in my step,
Yeah.
Queen.
Yes. Yes. I bet.
It put some pep in my step. I said, oh, here's the answer that I've been needing to know that this is exactly what my life is fashioned for. So it put a stamp of approval, and we are just continuing. That's just a pit stop. We are just continuing to serve.
Yes. 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 Continue to follow your heart. That's what life is
Thank
all
you.
about. Yes. Please do that. Now, congratulations on launching the Jennifer Gelencia show on WOL Radio 1450 AM, right here in the nation's
Thank you.
capital. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How did that show come together?
Oh my goodness. So, Queen, over the years as I've been serving, I would get invited onto different platforms such as WOL. My mentor, Christina Flowers, has had her show for 12 years. So I would be frequently on her show. I've been on WPFW talking about, our different Thanksgiving extravaganzas and the parade for the homeless, first ever on the planet. Then so one day I said, well, instead of being invited on, you got to get booked and you got to get fit in. Why don't I just have my own show? See, that's my
Yes.
mentor. That's my mentor's thinking.
Hmm.
That's King Frederick Ware Newsom's thinking. He's like, take over.
Yes, yes. I love it.
Just do it and take over. And I said, I believe it's time. And
Hmm.
what you may not know is this is not my first radio show. My first radio show was back over 10 years ago on Blog Talk. I was actually sort of pushed into that with a group of us women, with a mentor that has passed on now that saw in me what I didn't see in myself. Um, my next podcast was on Nia 2X Radio. It was
Hmm.
actually Healing for Humanity, the very show that I am now blessed to be doing on
Hmm.
WOL. And so it was an evolution, and I felt that I was ready. And if I was not ready, I would get ready each broadcast. We would just be
Yeah.
doing every week, we'd be more ready and more ready. And
Yes,
so, Queen,
yes.
it's such a blessing to have one of the kings, as I'm continuing to answer your questions, by the name of Willie, who is formerly homeless. You probably have met him. He helps down the Second and D every week. We're
Hmm.
Facebook friends. And for him to write under my live, I see you, big sis, you're doing great. That is a stamp of approval that no one can give me. My little brother, as I call him, homeless, formerly homeless king, told me I'm doing good with the
Oh.
broadcast.
Mm.
I don't need no one else need to tell me nothing.
Mm, mm,
If
mm, mm,
he
mm.
feels that I'm doing good, then I'm doing good because my voice is not for me. My
Mhm.
voice is opening and roaring for the downtrodden,
Yeah.
for the voiceless. I am on those airways to speak for those that people ignore. You can't ignore them now.
Mm. Mm-mm,
See, you,
nope.
you have to listen to their plight now because I
Hmm.
have been placed there. It's not for me, Queen. If it was for me, I'd be down there in show business. I left
Yeah.
that and
Right,
getting
right.
standing ovations and may have $1 million contract. I
Hmm.
could be doing that. But
Hmm.
now you got to listen now
Yep.
to their pain and their plight. It's women out here walking around pregnant. You understand? It's a
Yeah.
queen that prayed. I saw her in the tunnel Saturday. She got out there and prayed over that food. A homeless
Yeah, I
queen. I
saw
speak for
that.
them. I
Wow.
speak for them. You have to listen now. They would not be ignored. I have been awakened to my divine assignment. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
so grateful to have that way to speak around the planet about
Mm-hmm.
the hurt, pain, and the conundrum of homelessness. And we will solve it. We may not get to the end in my lifetime, but if the spark has
Yes.
begun
Yes, it
on their
is.
behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I live for, and this is what I will leave this planet for, Queen.
That's right. I can feel and hear your passion in it. Please just
Thank you,
follow your
Queen.
passion. Follow your passion.
Thank you.
Whew.
Mm.
Now, the show just began January 2026. How has it been
Yes.
going so far, and what can listeners expect moving forward?
Oh, it has been just such an honor and blessing to have members, my mentors first. I ain't doing nothing without interviewing them. And then we are slowly doing members of the new royal family to give their testimony. You'll be coming soon. Queen
Okay,
Brenda
I'll
Eason,
be
you'll be
ready.
coming soon to give your testimony
Yeah,
as
what a
you are
testament.
an officer of the new royal family. You are our stage manager,
Yes.
as you are so professional. You are prompt. I had to put you in that position. You have been an MC for the work that we do out in the cold with our
Hmm.
homeless kings and queens.
Hmm.
And so it has been such a blessing. The reception has been overwhelming, and I'm able to also share my vicissitudes and the things that I have been through. It's a real show. It's a show that's 100. not getting on there faking about what I done. No, it's about what I've been through in order to be able to serve and to continue to be out there walking alongside our homeless kings and queens. And so, what they can expect. I was telling my mentor, he was on last week, we're going to have some homeless kings and queens on there. See,
Wow.
you understand? See, I can speak for them,
Yes.
but can't nobody speak like they can that's
Yes.
living it.
Ooh,
So that's
that's
what
gonna
you're
be
going, you're going to hear
powerful.
from their mouth.
Oh,
This is
wow.
the revolutionary would not be televised, but it's going to be on radio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Just wait. That's gonna be powerful. 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 Wow, I
Thank you,
can't wait.
Queen.
Woo. Now, you lovingly dedicate all of your work to your son, Prince Tabari.
Mm.
How does that love continue to fuel your purpose today?
Well, Queen, the person that I want to impress more on this planet is my baby, my beloved Prince.
Oh, sweet.
He is my light. And, just like any other parent, he gets under my skin sometimes, just like any other parent. But I'm so proud to be his mother. I am so honored by the legacy that he is leaving. He actually spoke on my first show about his experiences as a young king, a prince, if you will. We call him Prince, of 16 years old, that could have been chasing girls, but he was helping his mom to establish the new royal family. He's really the
Mm,
co-founder of the new
okay.
royal family. So I am so proud of him. And he just keeps me going with his sharpness, and he'll be graduating from Catholic University soon. And so that is
That's
my
nice.
legacy. I was also telling my mentor, King Dr. Frederick Ware Newsom, that, I will pass on the legacy of our first parade ever for the homeless to my son to then
Oh,
put his spin on it, put the youth spin on it.
yeah.
That will be under the auspices of Prince Tabari, and he deserves it because he got up at 16 at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for the outreach when we started. So, in a short, that's my baby.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just realized your Tabari and my Zamari, same
Oh,
syllables, same, almost sounding like something
we
else.
I
I just
from the
realized
first
that.
time I heard it, I caught that from the first time I learned of your angel's
Wow.
name. Oh, yes, yes, Queen. And we are living, he is living vicariously through us.
Mm-hmm.
every
Absolutely.
every time we serve, he is living through us. And so I honor your strength, your
Mhm.
power, your survival, as you have just been honored with the Survivor of the Year award. I honor your walk, and we are going to walk this together. We are here for you,
Absolutely.
myself and the new royal family. And I think I heard you say that. I think I heard you say, I see that. I think you
Yes.
said, I see that
Absolutely.
y'all are here. That's what the new royal family represents.
Yes.
Unity,
Unity.
family,
Mm-hmm.
healing,
Healing.
being there for others. And so that extends right from us to you
Yeah.
at all times. Dear Sister Queen Brenda.
Yes, yes. And I mean, you're helping me like doing things that I love, hosting and, just speaking, now
Yeah.
speaking and things of
Yeah.
that nature, past following my heart as well.
Oh,
Even though
wonderful.
I'm, not always the happiest, I try to do things to make myself happy, even though I'm, experience the death of my son, I want to keep
Yes.
pushing and keep moving forward, keep doing the things that I love, just like you are as well. So,
No,
yeah,
indeed.
that's our connection.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that from day one. And I
Mm-hmm.
just that you're one of my great sheroes,
Mm-hmm.
because you are not allowing this situation to stop you. I see you. I'm at the big chair. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here. You keep
Yes,
pushing,
that's
Queen.
that. I got to.
You are a powerful Queen. So
Got to.
honored to know you, and we connected. Not only both wearing red today.
Yes.
Audience, this was not planned. We're
No, it
on the
wasn't.
same spiritual wavelength. We connected from that very day we met in Bus Boys and Poets, and we've been
Yes.
together ever since, and we shall stay together. It's
Same
such a
here.
blessing to have you as my sister queen.
Yes, same here. Same here. Now, how can viewers and listeners contact you to work with you, collaborate, or support your initiatives?
Oh, yeah. So you can call me at any time. Please call me on 202-718-6515. Again, that's 202-718-6515. Or you can go to thenewroyalfamily.net. Again, that's thenewroyalfamily.net to hear about upcoming events and just what's going on with the new royal family, how you can help, how you can donate your
Mm-hmm.
time, services, and love offerings. So just reach out to me so that we can keep moving forward on behalf of
Yes.
our homeless kings and queens and all
Mm-hmm.
of those underserved.
Absolutely. What about your social media? How can they follow you on social media?
Oh, absolutely. You can follow me on Facebook, Jennifer Gelencia. That's Jennifer. Last name Gelencia. And then on Instagram, it's simply Gelencia. Gelencia. Looking forward to
Mhm.
hearing from everybody.
Yes, absolutely. And do you have any final words or anything else you want people to know about who Empress Dr. Jennifer Gelencia is or your legacy you want to leave to the world?
Thank you. Yes, Queen. I want to say I always have a heart for our women because I understand who we are to our families, to our communities. I want to beg us, please, no more competition. Let us be reflections of one another. Let us practice forgiveness. Because if we don't practice forgiveness, it's just no hope. And the woman is the centerpiece. She is so valuable to us, to our kings, and the kings are looking to us to be leaders in terms of nurturing and caring. We are such an important role. Help us to know our role, know ourselves, and let us love ye one another, even as
Yes.
Christ has loved us. Until we meet again, everybody stay blessed, including you, dear Sister
Yes.
Queen Brenda.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you, Empress Dr. Jennifer Gelencia. Thank you for your authenticity, your artistry, your service, your unwavering commitment to the community. Your story is inspiring. Your work is impactful. And your legacy is indeed undeniable. It was a pleasure interviewing you today, Queen. Yes,
Thank you
that's
so much, Queen. And I'm
mhm,
looking forward to seeing you. I know
mhm.
we'll be in these streets working real soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for the interview. And to our viewers watching, if you'd like to be interviewed as well, just text the word interview to 202-308-3157. Again, text the word interview to 202-308-3157. And thanks for being a part of the Black Wall Street. This is what we give back to those who either donate in some type of way. We like to give back an interview, some type of exposure. And tell you just a little bit about Black Wall Street, DC. Before we close,
Mhm,
real quick,
mhm.
I want to briefly share that Black Wall Street, DC, Operation Save DC. We have participated, in the Thanksgiving and also your Christmas extravaganzas. We've been there. We've given out
Yeah.
gifts and things from the donations that we received, gifts and gift cards.
Mhm.
We want to thank everyone for your donations. We gave those to the homeless.
Yeah.
Also, Black Wall Street DC is a movement dedicated to economic empowerment, community collaboration, business visibility, and collective growth. We
Yeah.
connect entrepreneurs, creatives, nonprofits, and leaders with opportunities, exposure, education, and support. If you'd like to know more about Black Wall
Mhm.
Street DC, Operation Save DC, you can find out from my partner, Dr. Rhonda Hamilton, DC's next mayor. Her website is
Yes.
at rhondahamilton4dc.com. Again, Rhonda Hamilton, number 4dc.com, and click on Black Wall Street DC. You'll find out how you can become a member there. Yeah, that's all I have for today. I'm Brenda Eason. This has been another powerful conversation centered on purpose, impact, and empowerment. Thank you, Empress Dr. Jennifer Gelencia, for your time and for the interview today. Until next time, keep building, keep serving, and keep rising, everyone. Be sure to connect with me on social media at Brenda Eason. That's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Until we meet again, I'm Brenda Eason, signing off. Peace.
Peace.